What's up, everybody? So here we're to get another reaction. Today we are hopping into House episode number 14 called Control. Hopefully it's a great episode. Hopefully it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you've been enjoying the series. If you have, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, Patreon for the full uncut unedited reaction. Episodes extra early over there if you want them. If you don't want them, totally cool. Episodes here whenever they show up. So last episode cursed. I feel like it was cursed. I don't want to exit out of this. I think it was cursed though. This one's called Control. Could be about a control group. Maybe multiple people got sick and we have to take control, like do a control group to try to figure out what's wrong with everybody. It could be ultimate control. Maybe Cuddy wants control, like more control over House. Could be the House has control. House is like control over the crew of the three other doctors. I don't know. I'm very curious about this episode just because it's called Control and could go in a lot of different ways. Curse was interesting. I thought Curse was actually pretty cool, interesting episode. I think the case itself was great. I thought it was, at parts it was great. There was a whole discussion in the comment section about the whole deal with the father and not wanting to tell people. I read through them. They were fine. I mean, what you guys said is probably what it was, but I think that episode did a great job illustrating that well. Like the embarrassment of the father because he fell for some scheme or something. I don't know. It wasn't illustrated well, and not enough to like get my kid so sick and hide it and lie. But that's just me. Other than that, we're gonna hop in here, have a great time. Pretty much. Like, comment, subscribe. Here we go. Suits theme doesn't vibe with me.
32-year-old.
No, I know her, Sarah Clark. Where's she from?
Severe pain in her
I know her.
quad.
I've seen
How'd she get to you?
Bosch.
CEO of Sonia.
As we do with his $100 million.
Holy. Who donated that?
Please welcome our new chairman of the board, Edward Vogler.
Hey, dude from Pushing Daisies. Right?
A lot.
He wants control. That's what it's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna like House.
Ooh, very aggressive. I like that.
Look at this. Oh.
Want to run this place like a
Is
business?
that a hairline fuck?
Get in here! I need a line in her. IV morphine stat.
What the?
What was her sedimentation rate?
What the hell with the first names?
Normal, Allison. Therefore, no inflammation, no immunologic response.
Do you mind sharing that number with me?
15, Allison.
Are you mocking me?
Duh, Allison.
Why are
I'm
you?
just suggesting we look outside the box.
Well, you're
What if
call-
her sed rate is elevated? Who lives in Philadelphia?
Oh, it's story time. Let me get my baba.
Her normal
What a
temperature
dick.
is 96.2, not 98.6 like you and me. If her temperature were 98.6,
Boo.
$1 million not to talk. Like all he had to do is pretend not to talk.
Your father
I
wants
said
to
it was
know when
real.
you'll be back from your trip.
Email back. It's taking longer than I thought. He doesn't need to see me like this.
What about your brother?
Convince her to do that one.
Did you get that offer? Women would rather die than get naked with you?
She's scared. Not of tests, just embarrassed.
It's not a clot because Chase's angio says so. And it's not cancer because
That's what you're
her
saying,
tush
it
is
is.
perfect.
Holy hell, that chair right there that he's sitting on is like $1,000.
With weird stuff.
Or it is.
Of any abnormalities. No lesions, no spurs, no
Her
masses.
toes are screwed up.
Wait,
They're
what?
backwards. You guys know how much surgery it's gonna take to swap them back?
What are you talking about?
Well, either she literally has 2 left feet or you angioed the wrong leg.
Oh shit. Chase fucked up. You fucked up, bro. We weren't even looking at the right leg.
I can't believe I did that.
Heart racing?
Respiratory arrest.
Filling up with liquid. Oh.
do you got? She's drowning.
Oh my God. What the fuck? Dude, it's crazy. That shit didn't even show up on any of the things. Like, it was just happening.
Foreman did a thoracentesis to drain the fluid from her lungs. She's stable. They sent the fluid to the lab. It'll be back in a few
I'm
hours.
surprised she's still doing tests.
You'll be happy to know Chase's mistake didn't cost her. Angio revealed no.
Disappointed, mad. He's. I thought House was gonna fire that other girl. Bro. Shame. So she was already on the heart transplant list, but she didn't tell us about it?
You're Dr. House. I found a picture online of you at a conference.
You need a heart transplant.
What's happening? Why is she so coming at him so hard? I guess because he won't answer the question directly.
No.
Why is House going to bat for his whole career on her? On this random ass person he found. What's the? I hope he doesn't use it. I'm thinking he's keeping that as a secret to save his own ass if he needs to.
Okay, ready for the donor heart.
Okay, I don't think it's romantic.
No.
Okay. It's not romantic either, right? Okay. Be a little bit weird.
Thank you.
I still don't understand why House wouldn't put his whole career on the line for her. Of all the people we've seen in this, like, for her, what about her made her special to House? That's all House needed to know. He's like, yeah, this. Wait, that's crazy though. Your vocal cords get paralyzed and you're entitled to only $1 million. I would have sued for much more. I need to know why House did it for her. What about her made her special to him?
That wasn't nearly as dramatic as I was hoping.
Oh, this is about to be interesting.
I looked into that tenure thing, and you're right.
Tough.
It's actually easier for me to get rid of a board member like Cutter Wilson than to get rid of.
Why would the Chase do that? Okay, that was a great episode. I really enjoyed that episode a lot. I mean, I have two questions. I think one, did Chase do what it appears to do? What it appears he did, or did he put the purse in the eyesight of a nurse or something so that they could find it? Because we didn't get that answer when Chase literally found the thing and kind of cut, and we don't know what he did with it. But then we found out what happened there. So was it him? Then the other thing that I don't quite understand is why House went to bat for her. He gave the answer of you're my patient, but that's not House. So that's not a real answer. Like that's not a legit answer. It doesn't make not really a House answer. Or maybe it was. I don't know. I thought maybe he liked her or something. But I don't know. Love the acting by Chase when he was nervous. Love him getting yelled at by House. I thought that was great acting. Cameron, that was interesting, right? Cameron thing. I couldn't tell if they were going for a romance kind of angle. Kind of like when she said, "Do you like me?" Because now I'm thinking maybe she wanted to appear smarter in front of House so the House would like her romantically, which is also making me think when they went out for the monster trucks, she took that to mean something different than what House took it to mean. House just wanted somebody to go with. The fact that it was her House, she took it as like maybe House likes her. I don't know. several questions though. I'm intrigued. Then the ending, of course, with whatever the guy that owns that puts $100 million, chairman of the board. His whole thing, whole threat of essentially saying House, it's easier to get rid of Cuddy or Wilson than it is to get rid of House, which kind of feels like a hardcore threat. Because holy shit, House is gonna have to play nice. All right, well, let's break it down. We're gonna go through the episode, see what we can find. So we start off, we get this woman who's high power, runs her own company, or the CEO of a company or something. She starts to get really bad pain in her leg. Turns out, she can't feel her leg. We then hop into the case. There's no run around or anything about the case. Just kind of get out. House took the case. Now we have Cameron doing her whole calling people by their first name, and House catches on, and he's like, "Oh, you've been reading these books about things, and you just manipulated both of them, and they couldn't catch on." Now we get introduced to the new chairman of the board. Gives a story about his father and what was the disease that he said his father had? Alzheimer's. And he invested $100 million because he wants to cure cancer or cure every disease that he possibly can. Now, we then hop here. Chase is kind of flirting with this girl. Turns out this was a distraction, and he fucked up. And he fucked up because he wasn't looking over her to make sure she was doing it right. We then get an interesting little story here with the guy that can't talk. Secondary story that I was invested. Actually, I mean, this episode might be a 9, but I'm sticking with a strong 8. But the fact that this case, the stuff with the new chairman, and the main case were all very interesting. I was really into them. We have the whole thing about put on a lab coat. House, of course, is joking around about it. We then have the girl screaming in pain, a scale of like a 10 scale. We then got Chase. Everybody's giving the whole thing. He's kind of clowning on Cameron, calling her Allison by her first name. We then have Wilson run some tests to see if she has cancer. House is intrigued by the guy that can't talk. We find out House a little bit about it. I thought the guy was playing the whole time. I thought that guy was playing the whole time. I didn't think he was using it to calm the hospital. But it was just that the guy paralyzed his vocal cords and then they needed the Botox or whatever. We then find out no cancer. She didn't want to get examined. She was willing to die instead of getting examined, which is crazy. Again, House does the little thing where he sticks the guy with Botox, tells him to come back next week. Then we have this moment here where House says her toes are wrong. Therefore, if the surgery is going to be costly, and then he says, you scan the same thing twice. And Foreman walks away because he's like, fuck. He knows Chase fucked up. And he gets yelled out here.
Foreman, you do the angiogram.
I want to see what he yells at him.
Her angio straight away.
Nothing.
And he yelled at him to make him scared. It backfired a little bit, but we then, we get the whole exam. She starts to drown in her own fluids, which is crazy. And House sees that she scratches herself, and he's able to put it together that he needs a heart transplant because he assumes, she scratches herself. That means she's taking these pills because signs of bulimia. So she got pills as poison to make herself throw up. The poison actually killed her heart. He asked Wilson for some stuff. He wants to protect Wilson, so he's not telling Wilson everything. We then get this interesting conversation between his name, Ogre, where he asks Cuddy straight up, "Are you sleeping with House?" Because she tolerates House and lets House get away with everything. Then we have this amazing conversation here where House wants to save her, but he needs to know that she doesn't want to die. He wants her to not be shameful, not be vulnerable, wants her to be open with him. She, at the end, is honest and cries and lets herself be vulnerable. House goes in front of the board meeting, tells them everything. The vulgar guy comes in. Cuddy is asking House some very strong questions, but he's, of course, doing the House thing. Smart ass back. But in the end, he says no, that the girl has no signs of anything mental or anything that could possibly alter her thing. Wilson catches on. Wilson knows. Chase is upset because he's nervous, so he finds it weird the House didn't throw the case in his face. So he goes through the woman's thing, finds that thing. This is gonna come back to bite Chase in the ass if House finds out. I don't know. I mean, would they get rid of a character? I mean, they're not gonna kill character off, but that'd be weird. But would they get rid of a character? Like fired? There's nothing saying it has to be these three, right? They're just characters in the show, but they can be fired and replaced. Then we have the moment here, which comes off romantic, and then the music kind of shifts and changes. Like, look at her, look at her. She looks. And I was like, what's happening?
I have to know.
No.
She smiles, like she knows he's lying. You see? Like, what is that? But she smiles there. Now, I never got romance vibes from them, so it's odd if that's what they're doing, but I could be just reading it wrong. Then we have this moment here where the guy smiles back, and House is like, just let me know. I won't, no money. Like, yes, I got $1 million. That's cool. And yeah, we never get an answer to this. Why did House help her? Like, he does care about all of his patients. Was this just to show House would risk his patients if he knows how to save a patient? I guess he has done that before, not to this extent though. Interesting, right? I thought maybe he wanted her to donate to the hospital to get rid of Ogre. Then we have the conversation here where the guy points out that a nurse found this little pill thing or this medicine, this poison. House says, I'm tenure, you're the chairman. We have to be with each other. We can't get rid of each other. And this guy says, you're right. Easier for me to get rid of Cuddy or Wilson than to get rid of you. Huh. And walks away. So it's like, oh shit. Then the episode kind of ends. So, but that's the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, Patreon for the full reaction. Uncut episodes over there if you want them. If you don't, totally cool. Episodes here whenever they show up. But I'm going to get out of here and I'll talk to you guys later.